help support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code Blueberry004. That's BLUBRRY004.
We have our next guest here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Oh, just trying to make a living in this dog-eat-dog capitalist world. What about yourself?
Sounds about right.
All right.
I'm trying to survive day 4. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
All right. So my name is Dr. Stephen LaBeouf. I'm one of the founders and president of Valencell. Valencell is probably most famous for we're the company that made optical heart rate monitoring truly wearable to be in all kinds of devices.
Yeah.
And now we're here showcasing our first medical solution, which is our fingertip BP solution.
Okay. Very cool. I remember, we were using your application as our test for all of our graphics all week. So
all right.
really easy
So we
to
have a
access.
history.
So yeah, absolutely. So tell me about what we got here.
So this, I just whipped this out of my pocket a moment ago because it's so compact. This looks kind of like, I guess, a pulse oximeter, but it measures your blood pressure. And so I could give you a demo if you like. Mm-hmm. So this little thing took 15 years for us to put together.
Wow.
It's based off machine learning. So what it does is, can you see this little sensor right here?
Yeah.
So that senses one of our optical sensor solutions. So just like we use this technology to measure heart rate when you exercise, in this case, we take this optical data and we combine it with your metadata to generate an accurate blood pressure reading.
Okay.
Clinical validation study starts this month.
Okay.
And so this is how we do it. So first of all, I'm turning it on right now. It's 3 seconds to get it going. You see our cool little logo.
Yeah.
It's our new logo. Thank our marketing person, Rebecca Cook. So it says, "Are you ready?" Yes, I'm ready. So I'm going to put my finger inside this device. I'm going to hit the start button. It's saying, "Are you doctor?" Which that's my nickname for myself. Nobody else calls me that. And I'm going to go ahead and start it. Now, I shouldn't really be talking while I'm measuring my blood pressure, but for the sake of this demo, I will.
Sure.
So what it's doing right now, you see this thing swirling around?
Yeah.
It's making sure I got enough blood flow in my finger for it to do an accurate measurement.
Got it.
Once it's like, yeah, you legit, now it's starting to do the recording. When this loop completes, it's going to give me a systolic over diastolic reading.
Okay.
Now, as I noted, this solution, it's a good thing, this is regulated by the FDA.
Sure.
Because it's a blood pressure solution.
Yeah.
So we got our clinical validation study starting this month. We expect to be complete in March so we could submit to the FDA in April. So
bad.
if we do what we're planning to do correctly and we earn that 510K, we should be able to launch this year.
That's really cool.
Ah, God, dog it. I was telling the folks out there, Nancy and all, that my blood pressure readings are high for all these demos. It's kind of embarrassing, but I blame it on CES,
Sure. I mean, fair enough. Okay, so for me, this is fantastic, and I'll tell you why. I've never been able to get an accurate blood pressure.
Oh, yeah, forget about it.
And here's why. I don't like to be aware of my own pulse. And when that cuff tenses up, I'm aware of my own pulse, and I panic, and the reading goes off.
Yeah.
I've never gotten an accurate blood pressure reading. With this, I've done pulse ox, no problem. At no point do I feel like I can feel my own pulse in my finger. So physically, body-wise, it's the same concept.
That's right.
And so I might actually be able to, for the first time in my life, get a blood pressure reading.
Well,
well, that's not out of control.
It's good to know.
I always look like I have just left my first year as president of the United States. Like, my blood pressure is ridiculous on these readings, and the real life thing is it's not.
Yeah. There's white coat, where you go to the doctor and your blood pressure is higher because you're nervous there.
Because you're already in a bad place.
Yeah. And then there's also mass hypertension where you find it at the doctor's office, but something's going down at home.
Sure.
So one of the whole purpose of this, the whole reason we did this, is because it's already well known in medicine that if you self-monitor, you have better outcomes.
Sure.
Especially if you're prehypertensive or hypertensive. But measuring your blood pressure is difficult. That cuff's weird. You got to align it. You hoping it inflates right. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the batteries just die because the freaking pump dies.
Yep.
People don't know you have to calibrate those, send them to the factory every so often. Nobody ever does that.
Yeah.
So this is all electronic machine learning, no mechanical parts, and it's meant to solve the adherence issue, really.
Yeah.
When you get to the root of the gumbo, it's about making it easier, a hell of a lot easier and a hell of a lot more convenient to take your blood pressure so that people actually would do it.
For sure. So in our team, we've had a couple of staff members that have had heart attacks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so doing blood pressure becomes a regular part of the day. Just so happens that one of the other exhibitors helped us out with a blood pressure cuff, and I tried it on myself. Nothing.
Yeah.
Even being at home, nothing going on, everything. Still panic. But my mother, generally no problem, but sometimes, you get it a little bit off.
Yeah.
Or God forbid you move your arm just a slight bit.
Yeah, and
it's
it can
all
do it all.
over. But you can't do this
No.
while you're doing it.
Right.
You can't put it in a position where you're not going to move, but you can't move.
Yeah. The American Heart Association tries to communicate with folks about the right way to take a blood pressure reading, and a lot of people just don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Now, this, we believe, makes it a lot easier because you don't need a line in an artery because it works off the arterioles and the fingertip.
Right. That's really cool. You don't have to know about how your arm works or exactly where to pivot or any of that stuff.
Now,
you just have to know how to set your finger down, and if you have a
just
biometric
like this.
anything, you know how to do that.
Yes. Now, this solution that we have put together is also paired with an app.
Okay.
You don't need the app to use
Right.
it, right? But the app is super, super simple. It's for two things. One, to put your metadata in. Two is whenever this device is near your app, it'll send the data to the app so you can see your history and you can mail it to your doctor if you want to, whoever you want to send it to.
Yeah, so you can track progress and things like that. If you've got a medication change,
That's right.
Blood pressure medication or a blood thinner or something like that, you can make sure it's not doing a bunch
That's
of
right.
this or.
So now it's so easy to get BP with this.
You've got way too much energy for day 4. Oh, I don't know how you're pulling it off, but congratulations.
Yeah, I just hope I don't crash and burn, I was out doing karaoke last night, so I don't know how I'm still awake right now.
Yeah, I can't imagine. We went back, published some videos. The end.
All right.
Well, where are we in this? Is this in the wild? Is it coming soon?
So I tell you, man, it is so real now because, the clinical validation starts this month.
Oh, yeah,
We reached out to the FDA about we were trying to get this to where we could have it as, for example, software as a medical device.
Okay.
But the FDA made it clear to us that, well, if you do that, somebody's got to have a device that does it. And there was none. So we realized we had to make our own solution. So last year when we were here at CES, we showed some prototypes of this. But this is the actual commercial-ready hardware.
Gotcha.
So now, it's real as can be. We've got to succeed in our clinical validation study and submit to the FDA. And then smooth sailing, right?
What kind of a price point are you targeting for this? Do you know yet?
We haven't worked it out yet, but I will say this. We've done a market analysis of our go-to-market, and it is a premium product, so it will be a premium price. Exactly what the price is just yet, I don't know.
Gotcha.
But one thing that's pretty cool is, once you get a clearance for this type of device, there's no reason why you can't use your HSA to go ahead and purchase.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, that something like that, or even a lot of the health insurance companies are looking for preventative technologies now. Finally, why it took until now is beyond me, but whatever.
Well, I do have a story for you on this.
So
it's
preventative technology. This is absolutely preventative technology.
We have hospital systems that have come to us asking to test this out.
Uh-huh.
And it's interesting why. So it turns out there's a reimbursement code for physicians and clinics. If they collect at least 16 blood pressure, I want to say 16 or so blood pressure readings a month.
Okay.
So if the reason Medicare reimburses this is they know if you do this, your outcomes are better. You save money long term per person's lifetime, right? So the thing is, people ain't taking the measurements.
Right, exactly.
So if you can make it easy.
It's complicated and annoying.
Right. But it's got to be accurate. So it's got to be accurate and got to be easy combined together.
It's the karaoke coming out in you today.
I think this is me every day.
Okay, good to know. So if people want more information about what you guys are up to,
yeah, stay up to Valencell.com. We keep things pretty fresh there and share what we're doing, and send us a note.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for coming up and showing this off.
All right.
It really is cool. And like I said, it's the kind of thing that like you've made for me. So I appreciate that.
And also, I kind of like pretending like it's alive. Hello, this is what your blood pressure should be.
Yeah, I suspect.
Do I look like a ventriloquist when I do that? Probably not. My mouth's still moving.
I would say, should I say yes? Will that help? All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right.
Really cool product.
Thanks.
Thanks. The Tech Podcast Network CES 2024 coverage is executive produced by Michelle Mendez. Technical directors are Kurt Corliss and Adam Barker. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Clinton Millsap, Sergio Velasquez, and Terry Willingham. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, Todd Cochran, Scott Ertz, and Christopher Jordan. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. This has been a Tech Podcast Network broadcast. Copyright 2024.